Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another English language lesson for grade 7. And today we would like to look at comprehension, more specifically, interpreting a poem. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Now study carefully the poem below and answer the questions that follow. Are you ready? Let's go. My brothers mean the world to me, and there is nothing I wouldn't do. The first is my rock and my shield, and no one can stand in his shoe. He became my friend, confidant, and is like a father to me. He is one in a million, a fact that many will agree. In childhood, the second was like a guard, following my every move. In school, he stood like a statue and always gave me a cue. Stay there, don't do that, was the constant refrain. Then I would jump right back and play again. They both add meaning to my life and are special in every way, showing integrity, honesty, and morality. We can relate. Their goodness by nature must be tough to emulate, but I strive for patience, kindness, and selflessness, no doubt. Qualities my brothers can't live without. By Alicia J. McLean. Now I'm going to read this poem back for you, and I need you to listen. Pay attention to the words used. Pay attention to the emotion that is evoked from this poem. Alright? My brothers mean the world to me, and there is nothing I wouldn't do. The first is my rock and my shield, and no one can stand in his shoe. He became my friend, confidant, and is like a father to me. He is one in a million, a fact that many will agree. In childhood, the second was like a guard, following my every move. In school, he stood like a statue and always gave me a cue. Stay there, don't do that, was the constant refrain. Then I would jump right back and play again. They both add meaning to my life and are special in every way, showing integrity, honesty, and morality. We can relate. Their goodness by nature must be tough to emulate, but I strive for patience, kindness, and selflessness, no doubt. Qualities my brothers can't live without. By Alicia J. McLean. Now, Alicia J. McLean writes amazing poems. So in your free time, you can go ahead and research some of the other poems she has written. Number 1. The poet used a metaphor to describe her brother in stanza 1. Write the line from the poem this relates to. I'll go it again. The poet used a metaphor to describe her brother in stanza 1. Write the line from the poem this relates to. Now remember, when we're answering comprehension questions, we answer them in a complete sentence or in complete sentences. What is your answer? The first is my rock and my shield, is the line the poet used as a metaphor to describe her brother in stanza 1. And if we are to do a quick recap, when we talk about metaphor, what are we talking about? A metaphor is a literary device that compares two things without the use of like or as. So when we say the first is my rock and my shield, she is saying that her brother is her rock and shield. But she doesn't mean it in a literal way because her brother can't be a physical rock. But there's an underlying meaning to that. And what do you think that meaning is? She's speaking to her brother's like her foundation. He's her strength. When we talk about shield, we talk about what? Protector. All right? Let's continue. Number 2. What did the poet compare her second brother to? What did the poet compare her second brother to? The poet compared her second brother to a guard. So she compared her brother to a guard. And what do we find? When we talk about guard, a guard secures something. It looks over something. And some of you, I'm quite sure your parents act like your guard. They ensure that you are protected and you feel secure at all times. Question 3. The words shield and guard, as used in the poem, are suggesting that the speaker thinks that her brother is something her. So you have to insert the answer there. I'll go it again. The words shield and guard, as used in the poem, are suggesting that the poet thinks that her brother is something her. What is your answer? Protected her. So we see that her brothers, they're really her protector. She takes pride in the fact that they look out for her and make her feel secure. Question 4. Explain what is meant by the words, and no one can stand in his shoe. Explain what is meant by the words, and no one can stand in his shoe. No one can take his place, or no one can compare to him, is what is meant by those words. So we can either say, you know what, that means no one can take his place, or we can say no one can compare to him. And I'm quite sure in your life, when you think about a person, you would usually say, probably it's your mother, your father, your brother, sister, you would say, you know what, no one can compare to this person. No one can compare to what they do for me and the love that I have for them. Question 5. State 3 common qualities used to describe both brothers. State 3 common qualities used to describe both brothers. Now, just before I read the answer, you're going to notice that I have more than 3 qualities there. That's because any 3 of those qualities can work. Now, 3 common qualities used to describe both brothers are, and we have a few: integrity, honesty, morality, patience, kindness, and selflessness. So any 3 qualities that's stated there on your screen that you would have selected, it is the correct answer. Question 6. Write the meaning of the following words as used in the passage. Write the meaning of the following words as used in the passage. Confidant. Some person say confidant. What is your answer? Now, confidant is someone to confide in, share secrets, and private matter. Can you think of anyone in your life that you would confide in? You tell your deepest secrets to? Anything private you would just share to that person? And I would hope that we all have a confidant. Emulate. Emulate. What is the meaning of this word as it's used in the passage? To follow. To follow. Now, for me, I try to emulate some of the teachers I had in my life because of how amazing they were. C. Q. Q. What is your answer? Sign. Good. So in the passage, Q is used to show or to give a sign. Number 7. What is the mood of the poem? What is the mood of the poem? What is your answer? The mood of the poem is very reflective. The mood of the poem is very reflective. So we see the persona, the poet, is being reflective. She is reflecting on her experiences with her two brothers and how good of a protector they were to her. Question 8. What can you learn from the qualities exhibited by the brothers? What can you learn from the qualities exhibited by the brothers? Now, a question like this is very subjective. What do I mean by that? Now, you're going to find that all of you will not answer it the same way. That is because based on your understanding and interpretation of the poem, that's how you're going to answer the question. But a model answer would be, they have good, positive characteristics. They have good, positive characteristics. So their characters speak of quality. These are brothers that anyone would want to have. You don't want a brother that, let's say somebody comes to beat you up or to disrespect you. You don't want a brother that would just allow them to do what they want or just walk away and leave you. You'd want a brother or brothers that would protect and stand there for you, be your defense. And the final question, question 9. Give a suitable title for this poem. Give a suitable title for this poem. Now, this is very subjective because, once again, based on your understanding and interpretation of the poem, the titles could vary. Now, a model answer is a suitable title for this poem is My Brothers. My Brothers. Now, I want to thank you for participating in class today. I hope you had a great time. I love poems. I love comprehension. Remember, when it comes to comprehension, take your time, understand the text, and answer the questions to the best of your ability. Until we meet again, I'm Sir Jared, and I'm out.